We indeed have beautiful plants that Lori Watson brought from Millcreek greenhouses. And I'm going to start right here because even if this didn't have a flower, the foliage is dynamite. What have we got here?
It looks like an iris that blooms in midsummer, but it's called the blackberry lily. And the reason it's called blackberry lily is the seed pods at the top after the flower look like little blackberries when you open it up. So that's the common name for that. But yeah, I have it in my garden. I love it.
And even, really, I mean, look at this. This is just magnificent foliage. It's such an accent piece. And then the flowers are really fun when they have them. But it's just, you don't have to wait for the flowers to have it look good.
No, and it's a first-year flowering perennial if you do it by seed.
Whoa.
So you will expect flowers that summer.
That's always a treat.
Yeah.
Now, you brought several natives tonight, and this is one that these used to just be kind of one color from the mountains. But boy, a lot has happened with heuchera or heuchera. I don't know how you pronounce.
I've always said heuchera, but you're the expert.
Yeah. So let's talk about this one because it sure is pretty.
It is. It's called watermelon. It's from a series from Ball C called Carnival Series. And
because of the bright colors.
Yeah, and it's a new one this year, and we just decided to do watermelon, but we've loved it. I mean, it's a compact, more moundy habit. We're growing it in the shade. You could do more sun on it, and it'd probably be a little more brighter foliage.
But look at the color. I mean, we can't complain about that. This is just fabulous color for a
And really, they like to sort of stay dry. They don't like to stay too wet.
So once it's established, you don't have to be out there watering it every which stitch, do you? Yeah, a beautiful plant from the mountains that's now in everybody's garden all over the place. And then I just don't think anything's much more fun than echinacea.
Yeah.
Let's talk about these.
This is a great echinacea. We've tested a lot of them at the greenhouses. This one just seems to come back year after year.
Because that can be a problem.
It can.
Yeah, you'll lose them.
Very finicky. They won't come back after the winter. But this seeded version called Cheyenne Spirit, it sort of stays a little bit compact. It's not a tall one like just a regular purpurea purple one. But I have the yellow, the red, and the orange on one plant.
My word in heavens, on one plant. Yeah. And I think this is fun too, in that the ones that have just single petals are more attractive to pollinators. And I love to go out and look at echinacea because it always has somebody on it, some kind of little native bee or somebody buzzing around it.
And I like the single petal ones.
I think they're pretty too. Well, they look more like a flower, don't they?
They do.
And then this is a really great and unusual flowering plant, and the flower itself is kind of dramatic and fun, isn't it?
I seed it because of the flowers. It's not much to look at. It looks sort of like a weed beforehand, but it's in the herb family. It's in the Monarda family, bee balm.
Bee balm.
And it's called lemon mint. And you called it mountain. That's not mountain mint, but what was the other thing you said? Mountain.
Well, I just said I think of seeing them in the mountains sometimes when you're on wildfire walks.
You're right.
But some of them are kind of don't stay in place. But you think this one tends to stay in place.
They said it can be a little bit traveled, but I've not seen it the years we've done it travel much.
And I like to just crush the leaves. I like things, especially in the summer, don't you?
Yeah. And this three-tiered flower is just beautiful.
It
it's
really
just absolutely
is pretty.
gorgeous.
And again, also attractive to insects and a native. Gosh.
Wonderful native.
Who would have thunk it?
Yes.
Yeah. Now, maybe not a native, but gosh.
Hydrangea paniculata, the sun hydrangea, that's what I like to call it. And this particular cultivar is called white diamonds.
Well, it is beautiful.
It
and they do look like it. And it's a good sized diamond, too, several carats at least in those flowers. But I've always thought that those needed some afternoon shade, but you say you've had yours in the sun, so talk to me about the culture for it.
Yeah, it really does. It wants at least 6 hours to a full day's worth of sun to really bloom.
Okay.
The foliage on this one just stays really dark green. The ones at the greenhouses, I've cut a lot of them back for a fall bloom because that's what you can do because these bloom on new wood. And it's got a pretty structure during the winter. It's not like your macrophyllums where it's more of a, a dead wood look. But it's just a great plant.
And unlike the mopeds, this one, as you said, blooms on new wood, so you don't have to worry about having this in a place where you have winter freezes. You're still going to have tons of blooms.
Right, always.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then down in front, we've got kind of a big old shrub, and but it's a great big old shrub.
Yeah,
and
people
tell
know
us
this
about
is
it.
summer sweet. Is it
pepper
summer
sweet?
Or pepper sweet?
Yeah.
It's clethra, ruby spice. I always see the white ones, but this red one, it'll get big, 6 to 8 feet tall, and it's glorious, and the smell is wonderful. We've got several in the driveway in the greenhouses, and you just smell them as you water them.
And I've had one at my house in St. Matthews for about 20 years now, and it's the insects love it. I've got it in the shade under high pines.
Right.
And I never have to do anything to it, and I sometimes get a little bit of fall color on it too. Yeah, a beautiful plant. And again, a native, and one that
wonderful
when well
native.
established. And we have them all over the areas, the wooded areas near Swan Lake. I think they like those. You can have them in a regular garden, but I think they'll take a wetter area too.
Oh yeah, they like a lot of water.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, so that's Clethra,
Ruby Spice.
Ruby Spice. And then we've got a new friend to me, but I'm hoping to get to know this plant better. It's really interesting looking.
Yeah, people know it by Firebush.
Firebush, okay.
Amelia patens, and this is a compact one, more of a spreading, and you can keep it a lot more dense if you trimmed it. This one I just left the habit to it, but it's bloomed since we got it into the greenhouses.
Really?
It's just
so it's not just going to have 2 weeks and then just be green.
And I love the way it's got the darker on the inside and the lighter orange on the outside, and the hummingbirds. It's a magnet for the hummingbirds and butterflies.
Oh, because it's those tubular flowers. It's full of nectar for them.
Yeah.
That's always fun. So you get even more color.
And it's orange.
Yeah. Oh. Well, we like all color flowers, including this wonderful red flower over here. That looks like something that we should have had for the 4th of July.
Firecracker bush is what the common name. A Roselia. It's a wonderful retaining wall plant to put it in, over walls. It just cascades and it nonstop blooms till fall.
Now you said it's not reliably hardy.
Not
sometimes.
always, but if you planted it early enough in the spring, it got a good root system, and then threw a couple little, gave it some extra attention before winter, it'd probably come back.
And something like that that's so dramatic and adds so much color. Sometimes it's just worth. Sometimes an annual in South Carolina can be there for 8 months. Yeah, so it's not like you really.
You're right.
Yeah.
And through almost November.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Well, what a wonderful collection you brought us. We thank you so much for sharing some of the treasures from Millcreek greenhouses and packing them up and bringing them down.